Well, the mine paid him the rest. We shoveled out the coal in the dark all day, with the black dust in our chest. My daddy coughed his lungs up at 52. My brother lost 3 fingers to the saw. The company sent flowers to the funeral. That's the only grace I saw. Gravel sermon, gravel word, gospel of the working man unheard. Gravel in my lungs and gravel in my bed, gravel in the words that never get said. Gravel sermon, gravel truth, nobody's saving nobody's youth. I've been preaching to the dirt and the stone. Gravel sermon, dead and gone alone. Brought a preacher to the union hall, said the Lord would intervene. But the Lord don't cross the company line, and he never has, if you know what I mean. We struck for 17 cold days in March. The scabs came by truck. The preacher prayed for both sides equally, which means he prayed for the ones with luck. Gravel sermon, gravel word, gospel of the working man unheard. Gravel in my lungs and gravel in my bed, gravel in the words that never get said. Gravel sermon, gravel truth, nobody's saving nobody's youth. I've been preaching to the dirt and the stone. Gravel sermon, dead and gone alone. Son asked me last Sunday after church what I believed about the Lord. I told him God's a story that the powerful used to keep the poor assured. He looked at me with his mother's eyes and didn't say a word. Maybe silence is the one true sermon. Maybe silence is what God has heard. My brother and I used to split the riftwood out behind my grandfather's barn. He'd set the log and I'd swing them all down. We worked like 2 halves of one arm. We didn't talk much during the splitting, just the thunk of iron and wood. 2 men doing the thing that needed doing. way that brothers should. Riftwood song, riftwood split. Every piece of wood that isn't it, the grain goes one way and the moth finds it. Two halves of what the whole ones fit. Riftwood song, riftwood cold, stacked up high before the winter cold. Split the sorrow down the middle now. Riftwood song is all we know how. He's been gone 8 years from any address. I can reach him at or find. We split along a line I didn't see coming. Some grief runs along the family line. He took the right and I took the left, the way the riftwood does, and neither half remembers being whole or remembers what the whole wood was. A riftwood song, riftwood split. Every piece of wood that isn't it, the grain goes one way and the moth finds it. Two halves of what the whole once fit. Riftwood song, riftwood cold, stacked up high before the winter cold. Split the sorrow down the middle now. Riftwood song is all we know how. I still split wood behind the barn each autumn. I do it along with the old maw. I set the log and swing and split it clean, and I don't feel nothing at all, except the one long second in between the setting and the swing, when I forget he's gone and almost turn to hand him the other thing. There's a crossing out on the old saltpine road where the two black highways meet. The locals leave their offerings in the mud at the crossroads at the feet of a wooden post with no name carved in it, in a rusted weather vane. I've driven past it 40 years and always felt the cold before the rain. Saltpine crossing, saltpine night. Saltpine is where you give up the fight. Leave your sorrow at the wooden post, leave an offering for the one you love most. Saltpine crossing, saltpine wind. Saltpine is where the road bends in, where you turn around to keep on through. Saltpine crossing is waiting for you. A woman left her wedding ring one March, pressed into the black mud deep. A man left both his work boots there in May, said he had no more of a family standing whole.
I saw it once before the rain took it. Something about it took my soul.
Saltpine crossing, saltpine night. Saltpine is where you give up the fight. Leave your sorrow at the wooden post, leave an offering for the one you love most. Saltpine crossing, saltpine wind. Saltpine is where the road bends in,
where you turn around or keep on through.
Saltpine crossing is waiting for you. Last autumn I drove out to the saltpine road with something in my coat.
I won't tell what I left at the wooden post. I won't write down what I wrote.
I drove home with both hands steady on the wheel, and the radio on low. Something lifted off my chest out there,
something I was ready to let go. The women in my line were made from ironbark. They bent but never broke. They raised the children through the famines and the wars, through every grief that came in smoke. They never asked for softness or for mercy. They asked for what they'd earned. They put their hands in everything that burned and came out rough and stern. Ironbark testament, ironbark line. Women made of harder things than wine. Ironbark mother, ironbark hand. Ironbark is how you take a stand. Ironbark testament running through my blood. Women who are barefoot through the mud. I carry every one of them in me. Ironbark testament, I'm free. Crossed the water in the winter with 4 children and 30 pounds. She said she never looked back at the shore. She only looked at where she was bound. She built her life in an unfamiliar country with her ironbark spine and her name. She never spoke of what she left behind, but I know all the same. Ironbark testament, ironbark line. Women made of harder things than wine. Ironbark mother, ironbark hand. Ironbark is how you take a stand. Ironbark testament running through my blood. Women who walk barefoot through the mud. I carry every one of them in me. Ironbark testament, I'm free. line with the old name. The daughters took their husbands' names and went. But the ironbark lives in me regardless, no matter where the family was sent. I say their names before I go to sleep. I say them like a prayer or a sword. Every woman who survived to give me life, every woman who endured.
Tastes like blood and rust, like everything this county gives. You drink it long enough, you start to think that's just what water is. My grandfather drank it 60 years. His teeth went black by 45. He said the ironwell built this family, and the ironwell would take our lives. Ironwell blues, ironwell deep, ironwell keeps what you promised to keep. Ironwell cold, ironwell true. For you, ironwell blues, ironwell night, ironwell never let anyone fight you. Just drink and you swallow and you bow your head. Ironwell blues until you're dead. Threw a stone in the ironwell once, in a fit of rage and grief. He said he heard it fall for a full 10 seconds before it hit beneath. He said something answered from below the stone, there wasn't wine. He covered the well with the old barn door and never spoke of it again. Ironwell blues, ironwell deep, ironwell keeps what you promised to keep. Ironwell cold, ironwell true. You just drink and you swallow and you bow your head. Ironwell blues until you're dead. Signing the deed and I'm gone. I'm leaving the ironwell to whoever darkness lives in the stone. But sometimes in the city late at night, I wake with that taste in my mouth, that iron and blood and rust on my tongue, calling me back to the south.
I speak to the ash tree every morning, my lips at the root where it splits. I tell it the names of my dead in order, the names and the dates and the bits. The ash tree has listened for 30 years, its roots have grown around my voice. The forest keeps its own kind of record, the forest doesn't ask you to rejoice. Ashroot prayer, ashroot name, ashroot holds what I cannot claim. Speak into the roots, speak into the wood, speak everything I could and couldn't and should. Ashroot prayer, ashroot vow, the ash tree is the only altar now. I'll kneel in the mud with my forehead down. Ashroot prayer in the root brown ground. There was a woman before me at this tree. I found her initials cut deep in the bark. She came before the wars, before the roads, before the village lost its dark. I wonder what she whispered in the wood, what bed she named in the rain. The ash tree holds her prayers and mine together. The tree doesn't separate our pain. Ashroot prayer, ashroot name, ashroot holds what I cannot claim. Speak into the roots, speak into the wood, speak everything I could and couldn't and should. Ashroot prayer, ashroot vow, the ash tree is the only altar now. I'll kneel in the mud with my forehead down. Ashroot prayer in the root brown ground. The council says the ash tree has to come down. Disease in the bark, so they say. I've been sitting at its roots 3 days straight. I don't think I'm moving away. Let them come with their saws and their helmets on. Let them take what the tree is above. They cannot cut out the 30 years of whispers. They cannot cut out the names of my love.
fox died under the woodpile last January. I found it when the snow withdrew. Its bones were clean by March, picked perfect by whatever winter creatures do. I kept the skull on the windowsill through April and talked to it in the dark. Something about the hollow of an eye socket helps a man find the mark. Foxbone winter, foxbone cold. Foxbone is how the story gets told. Something dies so something understands what lives beneath the skin of frozen lands. Foxbone winter, foxbone night. Foxbone is what you hold in the light when the living can't give you what you need. Foxbone winter, foxbone creed. My neighbor said it was unhealthy talk to speak to dead things in the house. I said she kept a portrait of her dead husband in every room in the house. She never answered, just looked at her hands. I think she understood. Some grief takes the shape of what it finds. Some grief takes what it should. Foxbone winter, foxbone cold. Foxbone is how the story gets told. Something dies so something understands what lives beneath the skin of frozen lands. Foxbone winter, foxbone night. Foxbone is what you hold in the light when the living can't give you what you need. Foxbone winter, foxbone creed. By April I returned the skull to the woodpile, put it where the fox had lain. The spring came on and covered it with moss, and I didn't need it again. But every January when the cold comes hard and the silence fills the wood, I think about that clean and perfect skull, and I think it understood.
I keep the vigil by the stone each year on the day that she was born. Not the day she died, the day she came to light, because I still need to mourn. born day feels like something worth remembering. The died day feels like loss, but the born day feels like she was real and here, and that's the grief worth the cost. Grave moss vigil, grave moss prayer, I speak your name into the empty air. Grave moss vigil, grave moss stone, I was never meant to do this alone. Grave moss birthday, grave moss light, burning one candle through the grave moss night. If you can hear me anywhere in the ground, grave moss vigil, you are found. The grave moss has grown thick since the first year. The stone is half consumed in green. I take it as the earth accepting her, pulling her into what I mean. By home, by rest, by something gentler than the life she had a chance to start. The moss grows where the grief is richest, grows where the love was in my heart. Grave moss vigil, grave moss prayer, I speak your name into the empty air. Grave moss vigil, grave moss stone, I was never meant to do this alone. Grave moss birthday, grave moss light, burning one candle through the grave moss night. If you can hear me anywhere in the ground, grave moss vigil, you are found. Someday I won't come to the stone in winter. Someday someone else will tend this place, or no one will, and the moss will take it all, and the stone will lose her name and face, but she'll still be held inside the earth regardless, inside the root, the rock, the rain. The grave moss vigil is just my way of saying I haven't lost her yet again. He left for the war in the autumn, when the thornfield was burning with gold. He kissed me beside the old mailbox, and his hands in my hands were cold. Stood in the road till the dust cleared. I stood till the sun went to gray. I've been standing in that same road ever since, and he's been gone every day. Thornfield widow, thornfield wife, waiting at the edge of a half-lived life. Set his plate at the table still, pours that's what I say. He's coming back, just not today. The telegram came on a Wednesday. The boy wouldn't look at my face. I read it 3 times before it made sense, and then I put it back in its place. I folded it up with his letters. I tied them with ribbon and twine. Some things you just keep in a drawer in the dark. Some wounds you just keep as your shrine. Thornfield widow, thornfield wife, waiting at the edge of a half-lived life. Set his plate at the table still, pours coffee on the windowsill. Thornfield widow, thornfield door, open every night as it was before. He's coming back, that's what I say. He's coming back, just not today. My daughters say come live with us in town. Say the farm is too much alone. I tell them the thornfield needs tending, and somebody has to be home. When the briars come up through the garden, when the gate swings out in the wind, I could swear I hear boots on the gravel, and I'd rather stay here than go in. He came to town on a Thursday night with silver rings on every hand. He said he'd seen the far side of the world and had money, had a plan. I watched him from the general store window, watched the women lean his way. By Friday I knew what kind of man he was. By Sunday he would pay. Blackthorn road, blackthorn night. Some wrongs don't wait for morning light. I walked that road with iron in my head, and I My sister had a silver ring on her hand by the end of the second week. She smiled at supper, but she couldn't eat, and she never dared to speak. I heard the sounds through the thin wall at night, sounds no sister should hear. I sharpened my grandfather's hunting knife through the whole long month of fear. Blackthorn road, blackthorn night. Some wrongs don't wait for morning light. I walked that road with iron in my hand, and I did what the devil understands. Blackthorn road, blackthorn dawn. By the time they found him, I was gone. Don't ask me what I buried in the clay on the blackthorn road that day. They never sent the sheriff to my door. They never asked me where I'd been. The town knows what a town needs to forget, and what is justice and what is sin. My sister wears no silver rings today. She tends the yard and hoes, and every spring the blackthorn blooms so thick where the creek beneath the old bridge runs.
The congregation left before the frost, left the hymnals on the floor. Brother James was found inside the well. Nobody looked no more. The deacon said the Lord provides for all. The deacon took the land. We sang the hymns with empty bellies then, with bloody tithe in hand. Crooked hymn, crooked hand, crooked cross upon this crooked land. Sing it low, sing it wrong. We've been singing the crooked hymn too long. Crooked God, crooked grace, crooked smile on a crooked face. Still I bow my head and mouth the words, crooked hymns for a crooked world. My sister took the veil at 17. Said she heard the calling clear. By 23 she'd wept the veil to rags, and the Lord had disappeared. I watched her sit in empty churches then, talking to the stone. Some people pray so hard and long enough they learn to be alone. Crooked hymn, crooked hand, crooked cross upon this crooked land. Sing it low, sing it wrong. We've been singing the crooked hymn too long. Crooked God, crooked grace, crooked smile on a crooked face. Still I bow my head and mouth the words, crooked hymns for a crooked world. On Sunday morning all the trucks are gone from the gravel parking lot. A steeple leans a little to the east, like everything that's rotting off. I light a candle not for God above, but for the ones below, the ones who never got the crooked hymn, the ones the Lord let go. Duskweed grows at the edge of every road that nobody uses no more. It's the first thing that comes back when people leave, and the last thing to show at the door. I've been driving roads the duskweed's taken back for 20 years, it seems, following the roads that maps don't carry, following other people's dreams. Duskweed road, duskweed light, duskweed's all that's left at the end of the night. Duskweed follows everything that ends. Duskweed grows where the broken fence bends. Duskweed road, duskweed song, duskweed is where the living don't belong. I'll drive till the road is swallowed whole. Duskweed road is good for my soul. I stopped at a diner outside of nowhere. The woman behind the counter knew. She poured my coffee without me asking, the way tired people do for tired people who. She didn't ask me where I was going, she just refilled and looked away. Some kindness doesn't need a word around it. Some kindness just lets you stay. Duskweed road, duskweed light, duskweed's all that's left at the end of the night. Duskweed follows everything that ends. Duskweed grows where the broken fence bends. Duskweed road, duskweed song, duskweed is where the living don't belong. I'll drive till the road is swallowed whole. Duskweed road is good for my soul. I'll go back eventually, I suppose, back to whatever I called home, but not until the duskweed calls me back. Not until I've been alone long enough to feel the hollow that I carry, long enough to put a name to it, long enough to know if what I left behind is worth returning to or quit. Called him a saint when he healed the Watkins girl who'd been sick since she was 3. He laid his hands on her at the river bend, and she walked home clear and free. I knew him when he was just a man, before the stories made him glass. I knew the things he did in his own darkness. I watched the ember years go past. Emberglass saint, emberglass glow. Emberglass is what you make of what you know. Half the fire and half the shine, half the darkness claiming to be divine. Emberglass saints, emberglass clear, showing what the people need to hear. I won't call you liar, I won't call you true. Emberglass saint, I just knew you. He came to me one winter and confessed without the costume of his name. He sat at my table and he wept a long time. He told me everything that he became. He said the Watkins girl had been improving 3 days before he touched her side. He just arrived at the right moment, wept. He said he couldn't hold the tide. Emberglass saint, emberglass glow. Emberglass is what you make of what you know. Half the fire and half the shine, half the darkness claiming to be divine. Emberglass saint, emberglass clear, showing what the people need to hear. I won't call you liar, I won't call you true. Emberglass saint, I just knew you. died in March, the whole county mourned. They put his likeness in the church. I sat in the back pew at the funeral and watched them worship from my perch. The saint they loved was partly true and partly the story that the story needs. All saints are made of emberglass and darkness. All saints begin as seeds.
Never told my mother what I did that summer in the nettle field. I was 17 and someone else, and I never fully healed. The man who asked me didn't ask me right. I didn't have the words to say. The nettle field is houses now in rows, but I remember every blade of gray. Nettle confession, nettle shame. Nettle grows back wild and fast the same. You can build your houses on the field, but the nettle underneath won't yield. Nettle confession, nettle scar. You are still exactly what you are. I'll speak it to the ground, if not to God. Nettle confession, blood and mud and sod. My daughter found me crying in the yard last summer by the garden wall. She asked me what was wrong, and I almost let the whole confession fall. I swallowed it back down like iron water, like I always learned to do. There are things you keep to keep the ones you love from knowing what you've been through. Nettle confession, nettle shame. Nettle grows back wild and fast the same. You can build your houses on the field, but the nettle underneath won't yield. Nettle confession, nettle scar. You are still exactly what you are. I'll speak it to the ground, if not to God. Nettle confession, blood and mud and sod. I'm old enough now to understand that silence is its own kind of sin, that the things we bury in the nettle field keep growing from within. So I'll stand at the edge of what I was and say the name of what occurred. Maybe the nettle field will hear me finally and let me go on just my